All right, we're here with literally the best commander in the game. I try to avoid the tier 1 stuff, but I was kind of in the mood for it. I mean, it's the spooky season, right? Ooh, Halloween. Why not play the scariest thing in the game, right? So, what makes Kenan so obscenely powerful is anything that costs 1 and 2 that adds mana, right? That's not just a land. So you have all the mana dorks, all the mana rocks, anything at all that produces mana on turns 1, 2, and I guess sometimes 0, just doubles up with Kenan. I played a couple games with this last night randomly because I was curious what I would actually play against, and it was just all the tier 1 stuff I expected to. But I had a turn 3 Tooth and Nail. Which just it's so disgusting. I had turn 3 Tooth and Nail, and I put Jin Gataxias, and I don't even know what the other card was. It definitely didn't matter. But yeah, so it doubles all your mana, basically, other than your lands. But by the time this goes off, half of the mana sources that are in play aren't lands, because you've probably played only 3 to maybe 4 lands by the time you activate this. And when you activate it, you hit non-humans, so you can't play any big human stuff. Not that you really would anyways. But, so you have World Spineworm, Ulamog. I mean, just anything, right? It's like Winota in that regard. Just sort of like flipped. So you just play all the big dumb stuff. You also don't have to only play creatures for big dumb, because it still essentially doubles half of your mana. So you can play an overloaded Cyclonic Rift pretty quickly. It doesn't have to be this activation, right? I can play Seagate Restoration pretty quickly, or Epiphany, or whatever else is in here. Even Portal. You have a turn 4 Portal, turn 3 Portal. This is completely disgusting. If you like this strategy, you're gonna play against the other sweatiest decks, right? But I'm in the mood for it. I've taken a few shots of vodka. I'm loosened up. I'm not allowed to be salty because we're in the tier 1 bracket. But as of now, like, comment, subscribe. Let's see what we do right now. Well, you just kept your hand. Like, you literally just clicked keep. There you go. Like, they literally just clicked it. Alright, so if this dies, we still have other things to do. I think that's fine. It also distracts them if they chose to have, like, if they had a different idea, and they just can't do it now because they have to cast a burn spell. Oh, look, it's a burn spell. Who would have guessed? Yeah, I think this favors me, because I've taken my opponent off of playing their commander, which I think is pretty good. Actually, it's like really good. So, blue at this point, and then I can play this as green. Also, they used a braid, so this might be hard to deal with. It looks like my opponent has another burn spell on 1 mana, which means Kenan will probably die to shock, play with fire, lightning bolt. They haven't played lightning bolt. I don't know what the payoff is. Why would you play this over Ragavan? They feel very similar, except Ragavan has like twice the degree of threat looming within. Okay, so I'm curious if I can find a spot to have enough mana so if they have a burn spell, they can't kill Kenan before I can activate it. So play this, I can play this, and also leave that up, right? So here. Okay. So if I play this, next turn, I tap that, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I should play this and this. So next turn, I'll have enough mana so they can't kill Kenan before I was able to activate it. So this probably works out. This actually kills treasure tokens. It actually just kills treasure tokens. Wow, they just tapped out. Oh no, they get a treasure. Rip. Never mind. Yeah, we know of a 1 mana burn spell, so they didn't actually tap out. I really just want to Cyclonic Rift my opponent. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, my opponent said oops, so they've made the decision for me. And we just pass. I can do this whenever I choose. I can give priority back and not feel bad about it. How many treasures do you have to sacrifice? 5 for a dragon? 7 dwarves. Okay. Is this each dwarf? Whenever a dwarf. Alright, so any dwarf gets that going. Okay, that's... Why didn't they put it here? I feel like they wanted to put that here. I don't know why they did that. That's weird to me. Alright, so hopefully this coaxes out. It doesn't. Really? Okay. How much damage is this? I have to tap this for it, though? Yeah, I have to tap a creature. It's still so much damage, my opponent might just not want to continue this game. But notably, it does not kill them. But again, it doesn't really matter. At this point, my opponent can't just play creatures. Yeah, it doesn't. Craterhoof, always lethal. I guess, unless they ban Kenan, I feel like it just doesn't really matter what goes on. I'll keep this on the draw with Brainstorm. I think that's the highest chance of hitting a green source. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, if you don't have a ramp spell right now, you're kind of screwed. So you sort of need one. There you go. Not much to think about there. Alright, this is Golos. I'll play a creature instead of Haven. Again, this kind of has haste, sort of. That is interesting. They did not have a land. Oh my goodness. I don't have a forest, Sag. So maybe we can find one. We did. Put you and you back. So here. Here. Blue. Doesn't really matter. Here. Well, actually, let's play this one. Wait a minute. Let's think this over. If I play Kenan, I can actually cast a second thing. Which I imagine is better than not doing that, so... It makes Kenan a bit vulnerable, but they didn't have a land, and they're stuck on 3 mana. If they spend their turn killing Kenan, obviously that is not ideal for them in any way. Non-land discards. I've never seen this. I've never seen this discard spell. Wow. What do they take? Rift? Okay. Well, that didn't too much matter. It doesn't exactly stop Kenan from being stupid. Let's go here. Play you tapped and pass. Again, I don't have to make a move on my own turn. I think it's better to wait as long as possible. There's not really any haste threats other than Vorn collects, which wouldn't really do much anyways. Okay. Because they haven't had lands. We just need Command Tower at this point. No, they still get the World Tree. Interesting. So be it. Alright. I have reach threats and flying threats. Let's see if I get a surprise blocker. I kind of did, but Calm is way too good. I kind of did, but this is unfortunately the better of the two options. Alright, so swing. I'll put a stop here because I would like to tap some of my opponent's mana. That's fine. I'll let them have the second. That's fine. I'm not going to tap another one. I'd like to keep a 3/3 around so this doesn't die. Alright, I got kind of punished. They did have sort of a payoff, but the problem is Kenan gets to just keep going. They just haven't had much recourse. Like, I can just do it again. They got a base... Oh, wait, they have to. They have to get a basic, excuse me. Surprised it wasn't like a swamp, though. Right? Like swamp or mountain? So I'm tripping? I guess I'm tripping. Alright, well, this isn't getting easier for him. Oh, I did hit a reach. No, I hit a reach threat. Oh, I could have blocked the Sag. 4/4 and kill you. Yeah, there's... I mean, it just doesn't matter. But, yeah, I set myself up so I had a perfect reach blocker twice, and the second time I got stuck talking and forgot. But it doesn't really matter because Kenan just went unimpeded for 3 turns. So it doesn't matter. I don't have any blue now. Jeez. All right. If I wasn't going to win, I wasn't going to win anyways. This is blue, but it's not the kind of blue we need. Looks like our opponent has Dark Ritual. I think that's a Dark Ritual. It can't really be much else. Yeah, I believe they have Dark Ritual here. Okay, so... you and you for Kenan. No, that's not good enough. Okay, I got nothing. Yeah, I think they have Dark Ritual. So, okay, no red source, though. Okay, they've tapped out as well. They kept whatever they found. Okay, so here... I don't have to worry about Pact the Negation. Opponent can't pay for it anyways. Here... they do have Pact of Negation. Okay, they have Pact of Negation. That's good to know about. And I don't technically have any blue mana. And I'm kind of screwed to a sweeper anyways, so there's no reason to respect anything. Leaving out Change the Equation doesn't seem realistic. Maybe I'll get into their head with a colorless mana. I don't know. A 1-mana legendary spell that they might be scared of or something weird. Or my opponent just has Stone Cold Nothing. That is kind of unbelievable. Yep. That's... it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. My opponent played a single spell that game. Wow. And we sniffed out a Pact of Negation, which obviously they couldn't pay for. Again, it's a matter of which one of these. I think I'm doing this one. Especially how they have to, like, cast a burn spell instead of Ragavan. That is absolutely massive for me. Okay, that's not the case. So I can play Kenan, tap this for 2. So I do this. And then I can play this. And then I can play this. Alright, well, I mean, that's as gross as it's gonna get. They have to kill Kenan right now or they lose the game. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like they have it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, they didn't kill Kenan, which is unusual. They killed my blocker. So they could have a treasure for another 1-mana burn spell, which seems to be the case. Nope, it is not the case. Okay. This is unusual. I feel like you should have killed Kenan and not my mana dork. In fact, it doesn't really make any sense at all to me. Like, in any capacity. I'll put a shield counter here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put it on the 4/4 because this is a lot easier to kill. This might be impossible to kill already, and this just stonewalls them. Like, maybe they have a way to kill this 4/4. It could still beat me to death, but now that they can't do that, these 2 massive blockers are just going to win. Yeah, that was odd. If they killed Kenan, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... No, I wouldn't have 6 because this doesn't have anything to tap with. So I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd have 5 mana. This is very unusual. It's odd. Okay. Alright, no Fatal Push. Shoot. Fatal Push. Oh, Duress. Okay. Has 1 target, that's fine. Doesn't really jack me up too much. I'll leave this up because they could technically play a blue spell, I guess. Maybe, sort of. Although I expect a Mana Rock, because you can't really afford to not play a Mana Rock. Yep, as is tradition. Okay. You into literally nothing. So Mystical Dispute may just win the game here. We'll see. My opponent can't just play Tasha. They have to do something else. Alright, yep. Game just, it's over now. Probably. Unless I whiff. Mana. Kind of have to kill the things that come out of it and stuff. Oh, that's Sag. That's Sag. That is actually big Sag. There's no reason to play Wormcoil. I'd rather flash in something a bit stronger than that, to be honest. I could also play this if Kenan dies. So it's not that big of a deal. We whiffed, though. That's a... It's not good. At least they can't swing at me. Criminally Sag? Yeah. It's not criminally Sag, because we technically are the crime. We are the criminal, right? Like, we're playing Kenan. We are the criminal. We're allowed to break the law sometimes. Okay, they have 1 mana. Surely I don't whiff this time, right? It's just impossible. I mean, these are great, but this is like, you know... This stops the Vorinclex. Wait, what is this? Unsummon? Uh-oh. Oh, they randomly found a D-Spark. Alright, well, that's horrible. I can't... Oh, I actually... Hold on, I can. I can do this. So they can't ultimate Tasha. That's actually super useful. Can I play this and still have mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, I can play this and still leave up Kenan. Notably, this needs something to tap, but I have the Grazer. So the Grazer's coming in hot right now with the second thing. Denying the Tasha ultimate was huge there. It's still worth it to activate this. Titan of Industry. Alright, so I get to blow up their key, and I guess gain life. Yeah, because everything gets bounced. So Tasha's ultimate, as we saw, doesn't always just win outright, but it can be something I'd prefer not to deal with. But can't have everything, right? I also have a pretty stacked hand in terms of dummy large threats and stuff, so the Tasha emblem doesn't inherently just win. Alright, so they have some sort of interaction, otherwise it doesn't make sense to do that, in my opinion. Okay, well if that was your interaction, you probably should have done that pre-activation choice of Tasha. Order lull. Alright, we lost Kenan anyways, because of course. But I can play out my hand. Tooth and Nail, really good draw. If they have Counterspell, I'm screwed. But I can't play around Counterspell the entire game. That's just not realistic. Oh, come on. Come on. Really? Negate? Come on. That's so annoying. But yeah, like we said, the Tasha emblem ultimate's not in particularly scary. It's just we got negated. Sag. Dark Writ. Wait, what? Okay. This discards a non-creature, right? Yeah, doesn't really discard anything. No, you need to kill the Drover. You don't want to kill that one, because this requires another creature. This one doesn't. That was a bit of a missequence there. Okay, so Kenan into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still have the mana to do stuff after Kenan. It's a matter of what that is. Do I just play this again? Okay, I guess I just will. It's a guarantee threat as opposed to, like, randomly whiffing. Alright, so they packed that. That's fine. It could have been worse. Not really upset to see that one. They don't have any discard target. They don't have Narset. They don't have Tasha threat here. And they don't have a hand. Oh, Pact of My Own. So, World Spine Worm basically two-shots them. And I can't see a reason not to just throw that out there. If it dies, I also have a card to... Like, it comes with a bunch of 5/5s, right, when it dies, so I think this is fine. And again, I have this now, so... I don't really have any reason to swing at Tasha with World Spine Worm. They could just recast it and get just closer to the ultimate again. So I'll just swing for 15, or 14 and then 13 and stuff. Is that counterspell worthy? No, it's not. I can't be convinced. That is the most disgusting draw I could have had. So I just find 15 things right now because of World Spine Worm and win the game. Oh man. Yes. Oh, we got a Hole Breaker Horror. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, I love it. That was so good. Oh, we got a oh, yes. I mean, it doesn't matter what we got. We got stupid dumb. Yes. It's only 8. It's not 15. It's a mana cost. Right. All right, there's no card in Magic the Gathering that gets you out of this. Literally, there's nothing. I mean, even a sweeper doesn't do it, right? Because I have a pact. Actually, does a sweeper do it? No, because Ulamog is indestructible. Even if I didn't have this pact here. Oh, and we'd get 5/5s. So the sweeper Omega doesn't do it. Solve the equation. Alright, so it looks like they're gonna get a board wipe. Alright, that's not River's Rebuke, so I can let that resolve. They did have River's Rebuke? No way, they had it. Okay, well, that's it then. That is all she wrote. This feels slow, but okay. The fact that this is a 0/3 makes me comfortable. It's like Lightning Bolt or Bust, kind of? As if I'm not blocking. So, of course, what a surprise. So I have land, this to protect Kenan, and then maybe stuff after. Oh wow, another burn spell. What a surprise! Would have never have guessed. It's almost like that's the only thing your deck knows how to do. Okay, so I play this. I can foretell, but then I don't leave up both of these. Spell Pierce not looking too good, though. Fine. I'm not blocking. What did they exile? World Spine Worm, okay. Opponent exiled World Spine Worm. This doesn't have anything to do with killing Kenan, so I have to let it resolve. If it doesn't kill Kenan, I just don't care. Alright, yeah. You can make treasures again. I don't care. You're not really going to hit anything useful. I'll Spell Pierce kind of anything at this point. Alright, so I don't have mana to play Magic the Gathering, so we probably just lose. I needed to draw something useful, and I didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need a land? Or some kind of non-creature mana dork. Alright, let's set them back here with that, I guess. Yeah, this still just doesn't look good. Maybe the Great Henge shouldn't be in here, actually. I don't know if this deck is ever about actually casting the Great Henge. It doesn't seem like it is. Every time it's in my hand, I just don't. I'm just so unimpressed with it. This feels really unimpressive. That was one of the worst draws I could have hit. I guess I can still win, technically, if the game allows it in some way. They can pay for this. They do. Wow. No double striking Ragavan then. Interesting. Okay, so I got the Kenan activation. I guess I can play this first. Don't see why not. The 1/1s are somewhat useful. Okie dokie. This is a lot more time than you would normally have, that's for sure, especially against Ragavan. I've had all the time in the world. It's kind of unbelievable. The counterspells somewhat helped, but they weren't all that useful. Just swinging with that. Interesting. Alright, well, unless they kill this game is now just over. You have to probably exile this too. Okay, the One Ring is not that good in mono red. Actually, I would argue it's pretty weak in mono red. This taps for 3, right? How does this work? It does tap for 3. Ha! Alright. Nice. Yeah, mono red does not take use of the One Ring very well. Like, it doesn't... You're not getting out of this with the One Ring draws, and... They could probably have protection every other turn, and the One Ring still wouldn't do anything for mono red, right? Like, it just doesn't... Yeah, see, it just doesn't do anything. I would argue they probably don't want to run this. It feels really weird because it's one of the best cards, but you're Ragavan. You don't really get to amass card advantage with a bunch of ring activations, and this doesn't really buy you a turn in any quote-unquote crucial swing, right? Because at that point, you've probably just died, or your opponent is dead. I don't know if I like the One Ring in Ragavan. Just like how I don't know if I like the Great Henge in Kenan. I don't know. Oh! It's Kenan! Oh my goodness. I haven't played Kenan in so long. I'm on the play with a 1-drop, so I have potential advantage. There's not much early interaction, unless they're playing some wild stuff that I don't know about. Tap, tap. This taps for colorless only, so I can't play Kenan next turn and this. Which is unfortunate. Blue. Yeah, I can't do that. Okay, that... No, same exact scenario. Same thing. Sag. Okay, I guess I'm just playing this and playing this. Next turn I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough to do anything. Okay, Kenan without mana dorks is obviously really good for us. Yeah, you're thinking the same thing. No need to draw when you're opening. Yeah. No need to draw. You're absolutely right. Man, if I could play Kogla right now, oh, that would be so gross. That would be so gross. Okay, let's do this. My opponent needs to interact with me or have the most disgusting sequence of draws I've ever seen in my life. And I don't foresee either of those things happening. Oh, jeez. Okay. That was still a lot. Alright, well, they just instantly caught right back up. But unfortunately for them, I'm going to kill their Kenan. So you hear this. Oh, Kenan's a human too? I get to pick up Kogla? Or rather bounce. Bounce Kenan. Is that loud? Oh, maybe it is loud. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's only sound on my side. Valixion, hello. A long time no see. They have mana to cast a normal card. Okay. They have, I guess, 7 mana right now still, right? 1, 2... Yeah, they can activate Kenan. So Kogla has to do something gross, or I need to hit something off of my own Kenan. But obviously I was trying to make it so I was the only one that could do stupid stuff. I will still swing in the face of an activation. There's not really much of a reason not to. I don't agree with Temple. You don't want to play tap lands. The scrying does not seem very valuable. Alright, I don't know what kind of disaster I'm avoiding by activating pre-combat, but let's force the issue, obviously. No. They just whiffed? You just whiffed? What? What is happening? Okay. They just whiffed. They scryed a card to the bottom, too? No way. Well, to be fair, it seems like they're running way more ramp than I am, in less payoff. So maybe their balance is a little off-kilter. I don't know. So what does this get on 8? The Cityscape Leveler? Craterhoof Behemoth doesn't matter. It can't get Platinum Angel, because I obviously could just kill it. I have no idea what you do here. What does Finale for 8 do that, like, doesn't get an artifact creature? Doesn't get Ulamog? I don't know. This is another kind of card I don't know if Kenan cares about, because if you have this much mana, you're probably just activating Kenan anyways. So that's strange. Alright, well they can blow this up. We obviously don't care. They do, wow. Interesting. But, unfortunately, I get to do this, so my opponent is way behind. Oh, look! Cityscape, by the way. Oh, nice. Okay, so... Swing, swing. Kill... the one that draws. And blow up Kenan. I don't really care how they block with the Titan of Industry. I'll just pick up Kogla. I mean, I'll pick up Kenan. And they can't kill the Cityscape Leveler, so... This pops the shield thing. Alright, and I have another Kenan activation. Yeah, this is just disgusting. They need, like, River's Rebuke. Yep. Yeah, that was just disgusting, right? This seems really hard to get going. Like, very difficult to start, like, doing things, which obviously is not ideal. I'm sure there's a deck here. This is really weird. Like, you'd have to hit something... Oh, look, the 2-mana ramp spell. What a surprise. You'd have to hit something just completely disgusting with that. I will play Kenan because I would really like to just cast the drum using current mana, so I think that's fine. Even though Kenan might just die here, especially when they're skipping their 3. Yeah, Rats! You could play Relentless Rats, or whatever the 2-1 rat is, not Relentless Rats. I don't know. I've never seen anyone play that, so I really don't know. It's an interesting one, though. I don't have a legendary for the Mox, so I can't actually cast Kenan. That is the weirdest one, in my opinion, to kill. But that did not stop my opponent. You have Wash Away? Are you kidding me? Whatever. Stupid. Yep. Well, obviously we're not beating this, because God forbid. Okay, well, at least that didn't matter too much. Yep, I've got nothing. They get a land, and then... I don't know. Well, I can play Kenan, and then hopefully just leave out Counterspell and win or something? I don't know. Primeval Titan instead of your commander? No? That's unbelievable. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I can't stop that. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This only gets me 2. Alright, just blind flip then. Be able to use the cards to buff the entire... Yeah, it's like a cool commander. I'll look into it. I don't know if I own it. I am a strict to the doctrine free-to-play player. But I'm not opposed to playing something. I mean, I love playing things I have never played before, so I'll put it on the list. I'll tell you what, I'll make a video of it one day. Within a reasonable modicum of time. Not in like a year or something. I'll look into it. Craterhoof is kind of lame, but it is an 8-mana spell for my Verdant, and they haven't shown me a counter spell. So I do have Tooth and Nail mana now, but I'd prefer this to get countered if they have one. They do not have one, so do I just instantly win? Let's find out. Not inherently. Actually, that was really weak. How likely was that? Wait a minute. How likely was that outcome? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That seemed extremely unlikely. Am I tripping? That feels just unyieldingly unlikely. Wow. Now, it doesn't really matter unless they blow up the board anyways, but, like, I didn't hit any big things. Wow. 8 cards. None of them were, like, a large threat. That's really funny. But again, I still kind of... I'm sitting really pretty. Yeah, I can see the strategy of this commander that you're talking about. It just, it's, like, really slow to, like, start up its strategy. It just takes a long time for it to start doing what it wants to do, where you could justify, like, the text on the card, right? But that doesn't stop people from trying, right? It doesn't mean you're not gonna win or lose. It just, it's really rough to get that going. Okay, I don't know if Endrazor is lethal, but I'm still gonna just put it in play anyways. And I guess I'll put World Spine Worm in because it's hilarious, and I like that card. But I don't think this is lethal. Tails End the trigger? The fact that they're tailsing in it, I'm just gonna... Maybe they just scoop because they don't want to play against it. Okay, they didn't scoop. Oh, maybe it actually is just lethal because I killed the 14 points of life there, the 7 in toughness, and then the 7 in lifelink. Was that lethal? Let's count. I actually would kind of like to see a discard spell. No, Sag. Well, shoot. Alright, fine. Fine. Of course, right. That's why I wanted to keep it, but convinced it myself it was not a good idea. Okay, well, I can spell pierce the removal spell at least, I guess. Unless it's one of the 2-mana ones. Okay. That is going to kill Ornithopter. Oh, it's going to kill Kenan, right. Silly me. Yep, see how different this game would have been if I killed their their thing there. Would have been a little bit different, huh? If I had Spell Pierce. Oh. But I wouldn't have been able to play Mana Rock, so... Okay. Surprised to see that. Desperation. Not too upset, though. I get to kill Yawgmoth now, and they don't have Ophiomancer. So, tap, tap, you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is still fine. So they have to recommit to casting Yawgmoth next turn. I can kill the Mind Stone. I have a lot of good things going for me. Stitcher's Supplier? Is there a graveyard aspect to this deck? Can't imagine there is. That's weird. No idea what it could be. Okay. That's not it. Do I still recast Kenan? I think I do. Because if it dies, I can yet again recast it. So I'll just play it. This is fine. Because again, if it dies, I can just recast it, right? It would just set me back 2 mana, but I just found a 2 mana developing source anyways. So this is just fine. Well, that makes me think I'm just dead. Probably just dead. Don't really know what on earth would justify that play. Yep, found a way to kill Kenan again. Every creature they've played has, like, had the perfect ability to kill Kenan. It's kind of gross. Desahal, is that better than this? Alright. Well, I'm not getting anywhere by not casting, like, stuff like this, so... Well, that is not very useful, not gonna lie. Not very useful at all. It might stop a counterspell, but it also might not. I guess I have a sort of free attack here, because they can't really block it. So I guess I'll swing. Like, they can't really block this. Really? No way! No way! Okay. Again, with the perfect creature that develops a second one, so you can kill Kenan. That has been completely disgusting so far. I need them to, you know, not do that. Diabolic Intent. Okay. Did I get there? Oh! Did my opponent just give me Kenan? No way. I think my opponent just gave me Kenan. Okay, well, I'll just sit here behind it, because, again, there's not much I can hit that would make me want to do it on my own turn, and I just want more information before I make a decision. Opponent probably needed to Desperation crack the Mind Stone and didn't, which is unusual. Okay, I don't really care about all of this. You can kill Kenan all you want, doesn't matter. I'm surprised to see an attack in the face of a Kenan activation. It seems odd to me. Alright, well, I whiffed. Surely I won't whiff again. I whiffed again. Alright. We're back to doing nothing. Sag. It's up to my opponent to like double sack, so there's no reason to just block spam, but that's kind of unbelievable. I've literally, this is the second game in a row where Kenan hasn't done anything, which is just so unbelievable to me. Like, this is so unlikely. This game should have been over. Feels extremely unlikely. Well, it doesn't help that I'm only drawing lands. Alright, so... 1, 2, 3... Yeah, because I want to swing with this Guardian Idol. The lower their health, the less they can activate Yawgmoth. Combat on their turn, not mine, so it really didn't have any use. It just didn't have any use there. Platinum Angel. That's not terrible. Can I play it and this? 1, 2... I can't necessarily do that. This is a flying 4/4? Okay, fine. Fine. It's a flying 4/4. Could be a problem for them. It doesn't have to hit them too many times. Oop. Let's not lose the game for no reason. They have to, like, either kill it or... I don't know. This could just deal plenty of damage. My opponent doesn't have any cards either, so... Alright. 4/4 flyer for the win, surely. Let's take you. Okay. It's not exciting. It's not great. I will play out my Kenan again. It's not doing much. Not doing a little, though. This has been the weirdest game of my life. So weird. Like, they've just tried to kill Kenan so many times, and it just hasn't come to really matter that much for them. Which is really funny, because they're just dying to, like, random top decks. Alright, well, I get one more attack. And if it works, it works. Kenan literally has died 6 times. It has literally died 6 times. Let's see. Alright, your turn. At this point, I can Alpha Strike and kill them. They don't have enough blockers. Oh, Desperation. Yep, looks like Desperation. Although, I don't know if killing Kenan makes sense. You should probably kill the Platinum Angel so you don't die to, like, the thing in the air that's killing you. Because you can block Kenan. And you just have to hope I whiff. That is an insane game. That is absolutely insane. It's like backbreaking. Oh, this is nerfed, too. It's not 3 mana. It is big oof. Alright, blue. I don't know what on earth I'm scared of next turn, so I'm actually just going to play this, and this, and this. I don't know what my opponent could possibly do to me next turn when just 2 mana. Like, I'm not countering a Mana Rock when I have a Spell Pierce on a Teferi. Opponent just has Stone Cold nothing. Cool. Wait, what? Okay, they're just cycling it. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright, so Spell Pierce is probably going to win me this game. I guess guess I'll respect weird stuff and just swing with this and pass. Teferi is literally not enough on his own, so... Tail's End. Oh, that's adorable. I will not fight over this, because I can continue to do it later. Like, that's just kind of fine. Alright, have your Teferi. Still get an activation. Never mind. Kenan has let me down 3 games in a row, which is unbelievable. 1, 2... So here... Pact and Negation. Okay, that's... Wait a minute. That doesn't seem like a very good idea right now. Is it? I don't think that does. Doesn't feel like a good idea. Well, at least I get to kill Teferi, and they can't do anything at all this game except cast Pact. They have to pay for Pact next turn, so... I'm just brute forcing through my opponent's deck right now. It's like so devastating for them. Yeah, this is just... Yeah, that's just... I bullied them. Like, there's just so much... So, Kenan is very, 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 very good. Obviously. It is, in my opinion, the best commander, with the second best probably being Sithis, or Scythis, the green-white enchantment thing. Enchantress. I think that might be the second best one. I could be wrong about that, but... Kenan, in my opinion, is definitely the best one. All of your mana dorks are a massive threat. They're already very scary, but in Kenan, they're extremely scary because your opponent probably must answer. Like, if your opponent doesn't have a spell that costs like 1 or 2, they're probably going to lose. They need to interact with you. You can have a bad hand sometimes, obviously, but that's for every deck. And you can sometimes whiff. Like, I whiffed with Kenan, I think 6 times in a row. Like, not, well, it's all in the same game, but it was like 4 in one game, then the next 2 activations were misses on the next game. And I still won one of those games. You're still... Like, if they don't answer your stuff, it can still let you cast random spells off the top of your deck. Like any of this, just off the top. It lets you just have plenty of time. It lets you recast Kenan if Kenan dies. There was a game where Kenan cast 14 mana and I still won. I was still able to cast it and still won. Like, it's not too big of a deal if it dies and stuff like that. You also have basically mono win, yes. Mono win. Like, auto win games if you have like a Mox Amber, right? You just play this, you play Mox Amber, and then you play like Druid of the Cowl and just win. It's just completely disgusting. Completely disgusting. I did not have Uro in here until the very end, but it probably makes sense to run Uro. It is something that Kenan can hit. And if for some reason you have a bunch of stuff in your graveyard, you can recur this. It also simply replaces itself as a card in hand, which isn't terrible. But it is kind of hard to escape when most of my stuff is permanent that stays in play. I don't have many spells that just go to the graveyard. So it can be kind of hard to run Uro. You might be able to run like more giant dumbness, but I wasn't. Also, I did, again, whiff on Kenan's activation a little more than I expected to. And by whiff, I mean only hitting a mana dork. That's still kind of fine, because if Kenan survives, then you get to do it again. But I probably would gum it up to being just a little bit unlucky. I just got unlucky than I did having a bad density of a low density of targets. Verdant Rejuvenation is kind of a win more card though. You already need something in play. So this itself might just be better as an actual threat for Kenan to hit. Yeah, I've actually convinced myself of that. Although there was a game where just casting this was funny. I think I cast this and hit 8 mana dorks, which is hilarious. I had an 8 drop in play. I cast this and I didn't get any big stuff. I got just 8 mana dorks. So that could also potentially happen to you, quote unquote, right? But yeah, it feels like a win more card. I don't think this is necessary. It should probably be a big thing. But other than that, all of the big stuff that you do put in play does feel amazing, right? Like, I didn't have this in the games I played because I wasn't really big on it, but that I started to whiff so much, I felt like tossing it in at the bitter end. But Jin-Gitaxias is obviously a very good hit. It's not amazing, but it is good. Like, if you end step Kenan a lot, then obviously making your opponent discard their hand instantly probably makes you win the game, which is kind of funny. But the draw 7 isn't as exciting as it looks because you kind of need to like do something with those cards. It's a wishy-washy situation with this card specifically. If you didn't do it on your opponent's turn, then you did it on yours, so you draw 7. But if you wait it with Kenan, which I liked to do, you're attacking your opponent's hand, they have to discard, but you did not draw 7, right? You might still draw 7 anyways, because now your opponent has no recourse to this, because their hand is empty. But you don't get to immediately use those cards. I don't know, it just feels weird. It's a weird card. Probably still decent enough to run, right? Kenan doesn't really care what it hits when it hits stuff like this anyways, but I thought it was one of the weaker of the hits, so it wasn't in here for the longevity of the video. But yeah, if you like tier 1, I think this is probably as good as it gets for Kenan build-wise, other than the minute how many mana sources early do you play relative to the big payoffs, which maybe there's a 5-card variance in here. I wasn't playing Relic of Legends, right? Like I assumed the 3 mana 3 mana rocks and stuff are a little too slow. This one in particular taps for quite a bit though, because it can kind of tap Kenan and then like produce even more mana, and that feels amazing. But it costs 3 mana, and that is extremely relevant when you're trying to play 1s and 2s into Kenan into 7, right? Like this gets in the way a little bit, I think, and so I tried to avoid those. The counter spells were solid. I never found much in the way of blue things with this Mystical Dispute, so it just wound up being like a generic mana leak a lot. So with that being said, this could probably be just a different kind of counterspell that costs 1 or 2. Yeah, I think I like that as well. But yeah, straightforward, extremely powerful. I only saw the mirror once, which is very surprising. Maybe people are just bored of playing Kenan, so you never see it. But yeah, if your opponent doesn't have interaction early, you win. That's just it. So, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see me play in the future. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.